Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over the throw sequence, and the video starts right now. Alright, so I'm super excited about this video because I think it'll really connect with a lot of you guys with better understanding how to sequence the throw to make it so you're as efficient as you possibly can. We're going to be really putting a focus on just the body and, how the body impacts how fast the release is, right? So we're not going to be putting too much of a focus on the release. We're going to put a big focus on how the body's going through the throw. And just to give you an understanding of where we're going to break it up, we're going to go with the lower body is that. Okay, we're going to go with the core or trunk is that. We're going to go with the front arm is this, right? And then we're going to go with the release is that, right? So you guys have a clear understanding of exactly what that is. And before we hop in the video, if you like the information, go ahead and click that thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, or anything like that, leave those down below. We're going to hop right into it here. So we're going to start off with Zach Wilson. And I'm going to go from the time where the hand detaches from the ball, right? So he's holding here, detaches at 0.6, right? And so at 0.6 is when he's initializing pretty much all lower body rotation, right? So this entire time, he's pushing off, he's getting his momentum to come forward. Notice though how he's sitting back. So now, once he gets to 0.76, to me is when he's now shifting his weight forward, right? So now here, we're gonna shift from lower body, right? So from 0.60 to 0.76, right? 0.16 seconds was all lower body rotation, okay? Now from 0.76 to 0.83, it's all more trunk rotation, okay? So now we're focusing on that rotation that happens through the trunk, 0.76 to 0.83, boom. And now from 0.83, now we're looking at that front arm and that front shoulder and how that front shoulder is rotating through, right? And that rotates through till about 0.9, and then he releases at about 0.93. So a little bit underneath 0.93, I would say, but either way, really good release. So we went from 0.6 to at the most 0.93 in terms of the overall loading process. And now you can kind of break it down and understand how we broke it down with the lower body to the upper body, or to the core, to then the upper body or that front shoulder, to then the release. All right, I did 5 of these different quarterbacks, and it took the whole video about 6 seconds. So just to give you an idea of how fast all these guys are getting the ball out of your hands, because I get a lot of breakdowns of people that I think don't really understand how quick they need to get the ball out of their hands. And I understand that you want to be able to get more power on the ball, but at the end of the day, if you're holding on the ball too long, that's going to really have a negative impact on your ability to perform as a quarterback. So really put a focus on trying to get the ball out of your hands fairly quickly, and then we could build up how to generate more power from there. All right, so now we have Mahomes. Hand comes off the ball at 190, and I do want to say he is loading through that lower body all through here, so I don't want to make it seem like the only time that he's loading is once he gets to 190, because as he gets down and loads through this back leg, this is all loading. But from when the ball that front hand leaves the ball, that's 190, right? And then he's loading to me until about right there. 203, right? That's all lower body. Now is when that upper body, or the core, see how that trunk starts to open up, right? So he has a really active trunk in his throw. So he goes from 0.13, so it's 190 to 203 lower body. So that's 0.13 there, okay? And then he goes from 203 to 210, really with the core. So that's 0.07 seconds, right? We're just breaking down the seconds here. Now that front arm is rotating through, we can see how much external rotation he has, right? And I said he's probably doing that from about 210, with that front arm, till about 2.2, right? So that's another 0.1. And so now he's getting rid of the ball, right after this. So still staying below that 0.33 in terms of how fast that ball is coming out of his hands. All right, now we're gonna go to Josh Allen. Okay, Josh Allen is a little bit different. I don't know what ended up happening here with the timing, or if it's just because he's just a massive human being, but he ends up putting a little bit more time into the actual throw, as we break it down. So he's loading, I said at about 306, right? Gets the ball, the hand off the ball, right? And this whole time he's rotating through till about 320, right? Getting a little bit different angle, so I know you guys can't see this as well, but I want you guys to see the rotation, because now from here is when I said the core, right? So notice how there's that big difference. He also lifts the ball and gets the elbow going at the same time that those hips and core is really starting opening up, right? I think that's an important thing to recognize. And then I said that he was doing that till about 3.3, right? So we have 0.14 lower body. He has 0.1 where he's rotating through the core. He has another about 0.1 to 0.14 here where he's driving that front arm through. And then he's releasing somewhere around that 0.47 mark, right? Which is interesting because he started his throw at 3.06, right? So he's right at that 0.41. Typically, I say you want to be under 0.4, but obviously Josh Allen here is holding on the ball a little bit longer. I don't know if it's necessarily, because I know I've done breakdowns on him before where he gets the ball out of his hands quicker than this, so I don't know if he tried to like hold back for a second for like the receiver, right? Because as he was kind of getting around, he might have tried to slow this down a bit, but still, you know, right about that 0.41, and I would say if you're 6'5" and you're at 0.4, then you could probably get away with it, right? When I watch this in fast motion, it doesn't look like he's wasting too much motion, right? So that looked really good in terms of his overall throw. Now we're going to look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray drops back, gets that lower body go, or the ball comes off the hand at 4.13, I said. So now we're saying lower body. And he's an interesting case because he really opens up a good amount in that lower body, right? So I said he was working in that lower body from 4.13 to 4.33, which would be 0.2. Okay, but I also said that he started his core at probably 4.43, right? So I think he started his core there. Okay, so now we're going to go from 0.43 to the continued rotation, which is I think 0.437. Right, so that's 0.07, and then he's also quick with that front arm, right? So he's very compact in his release, again, 0.07, and so he's getting the ball out of his hand, you know, under 0.3 or about under 0.33, right? And this is really the goal for most of you guys, right? So again, if you're 6'5" or over, then you can maybe get away with 0.4. But, you know, like Kyler Murray is really under, the ball's already out of his hand here. Okay, and so the reason he's able to have a lot of success at the NFL level is because of how quick his release is, right? Josh Allen can throw the ball 75 yards. So there's just not very many guys that have Josh Allen's natural strength and natural capabilities. So it's hard to be able to say I'm going to, you know, replicate my throw like him. Again, if you're 6'5", or above, and you know, want to get some tips on how you can throw more like Josh Allen, would be happy to help you out and go more in depth. But for the, you know, understanding of this video, we want to be focused on where are you, and that's why I chose such a wide variety of different guys here. Zach Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, both about 6'2", 6'3". Josh Allen, and the next one's going to be Tom Brady, are both over 6'4", and then Kyler Murray's at 6 foot. Right, and we're going to see again with Tom Brady, 6'4", he ends up holding on the ball a little bit longer as well. Okay, so we're going to go here. The ball comes out of his hand, 5.23, right? And he's lower body, and he's really, I love how he just keeps so much of his weight back here. I love being able to see this. This is like one of my favorite videos to be able to watch and replicate. So he's really doing a great job keeping his weight, his weight back as he's shifting forward. Now, you can see he starts to open up that core, rotate through the core to 5.53. So, you know, we got the first 0.2 from the lower body. We're at 0.1 through the core. And then he releases the ball. You know, the ball's already out of his hand here at that 5.63. So he's sub 4 here, right? Below that 0.4 that we talk about. And, you know, he's 6'4", right? And he does a really good job of, I think, being patient and keeping that weight back there as he's going through. Point being, is that I think it really gives you guys some clarity of how to compartmentalize how your weight is coming through. Because sometimes I see you guys with the videos and, you know, you're really fast through certain parts of, you know, like your front arm opens up way too early, the core opens up way too early. There wants to be a sequence of you opening up through the lower body, then through the core, then through the upper body, right? And I think this video could really show you guys how to be able to do that more effectively in order to maximize your throw and get the ball out of your hands quickly. If you watch this a few times, I think it could really make a big difference in your ability to throw the ball further. And you know, I recently had somebody reach out to me who wanted to know a little bit more about the throw sequence, and you know, I don't think understood how much time goes into being able to kind of break these all down and you know, assess it all. So there is a good amount of time that goes into it, and I'd be happy to give you more information on, you know, where within your throw you can make the biggest improvements. I think it does help to be able to see how some of the best do it and really break that down. But I think it really will translate over well for you if you get a breakdown of what you're doing and where you can have the greatest improvements within your own throw. Talked about like this a little bit earlier on in the week within understanding the true benefit of getting a breakdown of your throw. Is it something that is specific to you, or then I can give you drills and I can give you exercises, and there's so many different ways people throw, and a lot of you guys, I think, watch your throw and think that your mechanics are good. I get that in my DMs all the time, like, hey, my mechanics are good, but you know, I'm having this problem with my throw, or the spiral's not good, or this, that, whatever the case may be. And then when I actually look at the mechanics are not good, right? So a lot of you guys, I think you have really good mechanics, but there's a very, very specific and very small degree of people that really, you know, have elite level mechanics, and those guys are getting a lot of D1 offers or playing at a high D1 level, right? If you're having inconsistencies within your throw, then the likelihood is your mechanics that's causing that. And so, you know, again, I would highly recommend you guys getting a breakdown to be able to help you out. We have a few different offers through that. You know, if you join the program, you're guaranteeing yourself to get a huge improvement here in the next 3 months. And I'm just adding more and more value through the program. So you could either do the $397 over 3-month option, or you could do customized program for $150 per month. I think that's a great deal overall, just because you get specific workouts based off of the equipment that you have at home. So hopefully this makes a lot of sense to you guys, and hopefully you decide to pull the trigger on a breakdown, because I know it'll help you out a ton. So as always, guys, thanks for watching these videos here, and we'll talk to you soon.